What's going on? What's going on? Brutus here, bringing you a discussion video about witch slap, which is basically this army composition that we're looking at right now. Usually it's 9 witches and less wizards, but primarily it's about this, and the fundamental of it is 2 healers on the outside with at least 3 witches on the outside. Sometimes people bring 10 witches or so and go heavier on the outside skirts, but that's basically it, is the witch strap attack strategy. We're going to push play, and I'm just going to talk through some things here. Everything that we're looking at, actually I shouldn't say everything. I believe this I know is fresh, but alright, so notice also there's some things I want you guys to notice on these attacks. Look how fast they happen. This one is definitely sub 2 minutes. In fact, all of them are sub 2 minute raids. Some of them might even be sub minute and a half. Alright, so a lot of the reason why I'm making this video is witch slap is not a new strategy. It's quite old, in my opinion. It's been around way, at least I remember D-Sal showing me the old school go wee wee, but added bowlers while I was back at One Hive. That's how old it is, a long time ago. Anyway, but this has just gained more popularity. A lot of people are doing it, and then you ask yourself, why is it gaining popularity? Well, a lot of people believe that it's broken, that anybody can do it, that it's too easy, that it's quote spammy, that it's quote no skill involved. You know, those are some things I'm going to focus on. No skill involved and spammy. Those 2 things, and they hate it. And usually and people hate it to a point that they don't want to use it. Like, people boycott it and say, I refuse to use this strategy. So I dug in on it. You know, I'm asking, like, why is that? Because this is not something that that I've always done. I mean, people that know me from the game, even from well before, I started out with hogs, then loved Lalos pre-sweeper days. You know, I consider myself a player at the Town Hall 9 level that basically can do any strategy I want. You just exploit the weakness. Key point of that statement is exploit the weakness, okay? So depending, and that in turn is your strategy that you utilize. So I disagree that it requires no skill, and hear me out. You still, this attack strategy does fail. I have, I think I went at least 22 for the last 23 attacks using this strategy. I failed once, and it was because of a really, really shitty funnel. So much like any attack strategy out there, again, look how this is about a 2-minute raid, just about 2-minute raid. Any attack strategy, a bad funnel will fail. So if something truly is so freaking easy and it's spammy and it's OP and deserves a nerf, it wouldn't fail. I see witch slap fail all the time. In fact, in range wars and things like that, a lot of people take great pleasure out of watching a witch slap fail. And then ask yourself, why? The answer is because it's very, very, very effective. The hit rate of the witch slap on a fresh hit is bananas. It's bananas. Remember back when Max Attack first came out and Moskry was talking about the hit rate for Town Hall 9s being really, really high? It wasn't a perfect attack strategy that was the great equalizer on every single base that will always clear no matter what. And people might say, well, that inquired a little bit of a strategy involved. I disagree. It's a very similar thing. You send majority of your kill squad straight up the gut, and then you just pick on surrounding fences. This is the same thing. You send your majority of your kill squad up the gut, and you have some funnels on the side. So what I'm getting at is, stop hating on the witch slap, because it's not that easy. It's to a point that it has no skill involved. If that was the case, everybody would do it, and I challenge you guys, go look at your map. I've looked at mine on both 6 Liches as well as AintNobody, and there's not many witch slaps that are successful. I mean, the people are choosing not to do it, or they're failing with it. So if it really was that OP and deserves a nerf and has no honor or anything like that, you would see it all over the map at Town Hall 9, and you simply don't, and that's because this attack strategy does not work on every single base. The reason why the hate is there is because when it came out, base meta did not catch up. And so it was really wrecking bases. I don't know if this is new meta or not. I'm not a great base builder, but I'll tell you that this base to me is just too easy to not do this against. It's just wicked easy. So it's exploited. I mean, the planning takes less than 5 seconds. That does not make it spam. It just doesn't. You still have to deploy your funnel in a way, as we get out of here and go down, in a way that helps the funnel push down. You still have to recognize which side to attack from. Most people, as opposed, you can't just use any side. There's a preferred angle to make this effective. It's very forgiving. So let's, in my opinion, people that hate witch slap are people that get wrecked by it. Why hate? Don't hate on it. If you can't beat them, join them is exactly correct in this aspect because it's a fair play attack. The bases suck. Like, stop complaining about it. Just make a better base. And we're starting, in my opinion, we're starting to see bases adapt a little bit to it. The outside Tesla farms combined with a little bit of splash really do work to stop against this attack. Hard funnels, non-symmetrical designs, just 101 stuff for Town Hall 9s really have an effect on this attack. Let's think back. Let's go back. Remember when bowlers were introduced into the game and everybody used them at Town Hall 9? Do you guys remember the vibe of the community? There was so much hate against bowlers. So much. People were calling that it's unfair, calling for house rules, challenging one another, saying there's no way you would have done that if you didn't have bowlers. It's like, shut up. Use bowlers. And HGHB, remember when that came out? So many people were hated on it. I'll show you guys a story on it. When I applied for One Hive last year, a long time ago, and I was in Prime, I remember I applied with Crazy Fusion. And I know WBT remembers that guy because he was from WBT and it was kind of cool to apply with someone came from, my last clan. So he was, we were competing and riling each other up. He was like, yeah, I bet you couldn't, if you didn't use HGHB, you wouldn't be so good. And he was just hating it. He refused to use HGHB. And so basically people said, like people were arguing like, you shouldn't be allowed to use HGHB. It doesn't really show your skill. And I argued it. I said, I disagreed. Like, you have to know how your giants are going to path, know which direction they're going to use, and things like that. And the people at One Hive were basically the same thing. The guy said the comment of, well, if I could do HGHB, my stats would be just as good. And then the co-leader at the time, I forget who it was, it might have even been Sloffles, or Bella Makes Bacon. They said, okay, why don't you go ahead and do it? And the guy didn't. He refused to, and he never maintained his stats, and he was booted. Meanwhile, I made my way to Maine. And that's what I'm getting at, is people hate something that they don't understand or don't want to do. And so I was saying some arguments like this. I said basically, so what? Are we supposed to be happy for someone that uses a Goho or Lalo and fails at a 90%? We're going to clap and applaud that and say, oh, good job, at least you didn't witch slap, but you still freaking failed. But the guy that uses a witch slap wrecks the base in under a minute and a half, 2 minutes. There's no respect for that? 2 stars don't win wars. Once again, it's Brutus reminding you got to be better than a double. I'll catch you witch slapping later.